Friends, in life we must be positive and balanced and for good mental health. However, we must have felt depressed and anxious at some point or the other. We must have also felt like a sinking ship in a sea of no hope. Current times are challenging. Several did the extreme and unthinkable during the COVID times. Their reasons may have been bad health, loss of jobs, financial insecurity, or even bad relationships. There are other factors too that range from genetics, trauma, environmental, and substance use. They probably were traumatized with bouts of anxiety and distress. Some may have experienced hallucinations and paranoia. It happens when one's mind is clogged and shuts and is unable to cope with either the self or with the world. Friends, this Saturday, let me raise some serious concerns on the rising cases of depression in the country and what we can do about it. Can we overcome depression and anxiety without active medication? Doctors prescribe antidepressants to balance the levels of neurotransmitters in the brain, which are actually chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and others. They are all responsible for communications between the neurons and the brain. Serotonin and noradrenaline strongly influence mental behavior patterns, while dopamine controls the movement. These substances are fundamental to normal brain function. Antidepressants include vilazodone, citalopram, sertraline, and others. They moderate the brain activity but with several side effects: agitation, nausea, diarrhea, headache, insomnia, or sleeplessness. They're all some common ones. They lead to chronic illness on extended use. Psychologists tell us to remain positive. But then, positivity doesn't mean we can ignore the reality. It's about knowing how to handle challenges. Is depression due to unconscious mind's repressed elements? There's something in the unconscious mind that keeps coming out again and again. Maybe. Whereas depression is symptomatic, its treatment should not be. Feeling sad on a bad day is just fine. It happens with everyone. But if it extends over a long period of time, affecting our everyday functioning, then it could be depression. Not wanting to do anything, feeling irritable, easily frustrated, restless, not able to fall asleep, irregular eating, experiencing pain, and stomach problems that do not improve with treatment, trouble concentrating or even remembering details or making decisions, feeling guilty, worthless, or helpless, and thinking about maybe even committing suicide, ending it all, are all its manifestations. A major concern is relapse when one is out of medication. Can we express depression through Sigmund Freud's theory of personality? He proposed that the mind is divided into three components: ID, ego, and superego. And that the interactions and conflicts among these components create personality, our personality, and maybe its incongruencies. This idea is fraught with danger. However, this idea is fraught with danger, for it trivializes the interplay between the mind and the soul. How then do we, overcome depression and anxiety. We need to rediscover the concept of understanding self, within self. Should we not turn inwards to cleanse the self and the mind? Should we not turn to spirituality, as our ancient texts suggest, to gain the control of our mind back? We must understand Advaita Vedanta of Shankaracharya to unravel these mysteries which surround our lives. Advaita is non-duality, or a state of evolution within this world, with constant detachment and bliss. Now, what is this? Understand that there is a physical self and that there is an energy self, both defining us. Energy self is something that surrounds our physical self, and it has multiple levels of energies. A constant tussle within these energy levels causes mood swings, mood changes, causing us to either rise or fall deeper into the mind abyss. Though our brain is tangible, our mind is not. And similarly, though our physical self is visible, our energy self is not. The energy self around us is the electric field called the bioplasmic body. Is this energy uniform? Is it regulated? Who regulates it? These are all answers, which will allow us a control over our minds and our bodies. Friends, it is said, Chitte prasanne bhuvanam prasannam. Chitte prasanne bhuvanam prasannam. Chitte vishanne bhuvanam vishannam. Atobhilasho yadi te sukhe syat chitta prasade prathamam yatasva. If the mind is happy, the entire world seems happy. And if the mind is despondent, the entire world seems despondent. Hence, if you desire happiness, strive towards the happiness of the mind first. The body happiness will automatically happen. There are 7 energy points within our body. These are known as chakras. And each one of them corresponds to a certain nerve bundle and major organ. Sahasrara, located at the top of the head, is responsible for spiritual connection. Ajna, located between the eyes, is responsible for intuition and imagination. Vishuddha, located in the throat, is responsible for verbal communication. So you will find Vishuddha very well developed in most of the singers. Anahata, located near the heart, is responsible for love and compassion. Manipura, located in the stomach area, is responsible for confidence and self-esteem. Swadhisthana, located just below the belly button, is responsible for sexuality and creative energy. And Muladhara, located at the base of the spine, is responsible for security and stability. It is the interplay between these energies and their layers, which are called koshas, which sustain our existence, our body, our mind, and our soul. Whereas Annamaya kosha, the outer layer, called the food sheath, depends on what we eat, how much we eat, and it controls our body weight, our size, and physical ailments. Pranamaya kosha gives us the vital energy, breath, and life. Manomaya kosha, embedded within the Annamaya and the Pranamaya koshas, brings us experiences and sensations from the outer world into our intuitive body. Vijnanamaya kosha, the seat of wisdom, brings us the awareness and the intuition. Anandamaya kosha brings us bliss and happiness. When the chakras are blocked by random energy from the koshas or the sheaths, and how does that happen? From the food we eat and from the environment. We fall sick. That can affect both our mental and physical state. Besides chakras and koshas, there are thousands of nadis that are channels for energy of vital life force. The Sushumna Nadi, running from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, is the most important. In order to control depression, anxiety, and various other malaise, we need to understand our body. We need to keep the energy levels high and in equilibrium that can protect us from falling sick. And what must we do? For a start, breathing exercises must be rhythmic and in resonance with the cosmic energy. Yoga, its various postures and rhythmic breathing exercises, they all help us to precisely channelize the energies in various sheaths or koshas and chakras into the Sushumna Nadi via, there are two more nadis which are important, Ida and Pingala nadis, so that they are in equilibrium at all times. Remember, healthy minds live in healthy bodies. Whereas treating symptoms and forgetting what caused those symptoms or the causes can lead to short-term benefits and may cause relapses. So you treat the symptoms, not the causes. Yoga and meditation, which are useful, they cleanse, replenish, and regulate our energy systems that last long. Today, mental health and well-being is in excess of $450 billion industry, and it's continuing to grow. A lot of human ignorance drives that market. Should we not care for our body and mind a little more? Laurie Deschon, author of Tiny Buddha, Gratitude Journal, says you don't have to be positive all the time. Friends, it's perfectly okay to feel sad, angry, annoyed, frustrated, scared, and anxious. Having feelings doesn't make you a negative person. It makes you human. However, all these emotions can go off the rocker, to use a epithet. Yoga is the balm to a frayed mind. Friends, with that I come to the end of today's episode. Hope you liked it. Please write to me if you have counter views. We can debate on that offline. Until we meet next Saturday, thank you, Dhanyavad and Namaskar.